Hello everyone, happy January the 7th. Okay, you are blessed today because it's your birthday. It's your birthday every day you wake up to another day, and you woke up to another day today. I'm outside today for our reading because it is longer than usual. Several extra cards fell out. This card was inside of this deck, which just didn't make sense. It goes along with the message, so I feel like I have to give this message, and I need it to be out in creation today, okay? The divine has been telling me through so many messages for the last couple of weeks that I got to get back in my body. I got to get outside. I got to exercise. And so it is a part of my reinvigoration process and plan for this decade to really make massive changes with my body and my health. So that's really a focus. But also in a lot of my readings, the ones for the channels, the ones on Patreon, and the ones for my clients, this keeps coming up. So I said, you know what? I need to tell you today that if you haven't come outside, if you haven't been outside, if you haven't been out in creation because it's cold, bundle up, get out in creation. It's January, but today must be about 55 and there's sun shining. It's absolutely beautiful out here today. It's beautiful, so you got to get outside. And also remember, spirits, elementals are all over the place. Some elementals, some energies are not in our homes. They're not in shelters. They're not in our workplaces. They are actually out in creation where there's expansion and there's space, the ether. So just consider that. Maybe you need to get out to take a deep breath. Maybe you need to get out because there's a particular message that you're going to receive just by stepping outside for a few moments and getting quiet. Maybe it's going to help you relax, find clarity. Just get out today. So the message is very interesting, okay? Because the first message that came up was this volunteer message, okay? So this is like coming out of being self-centered and do something for someone else. For some of you, it may be through volunteering that you make an important connection. Something that has to do with nonprofit or a charitable contribution of some sort will put you in contact with someone that will be meaningful in your life. For others of you, this could be tithing, it could be zakat, it could be giving charity, but this is about thinking about something outside of yourself. And for a lot of you, if you find yourself going through a difficult time, this will help you to see the blessings in what you still have. Even if it's giving a smile, it could be giving a kind word, it could be giving a helping hand, it could be helping a senior citizen. The point is, do something for someone else today, or whenever you receive this timeless download, this message that is being channeled specifically for anybody that happens to watch this today, or whenever you watch it. Get out of your head, get out into creation, and find some way to bring a smile to someone else's life. You are bringing energy to their life, which will actually put you smack dab into the cycle of giving and receiving, okay? It'll open up the channels for manifestation because it's going to raise your vibration. So this is the first message. The second message was about self-love. Like, and I think I mentioned, I did a self-love reading that I put on both channels for 2020. You need to look at it if you haven't. But I'm also doing a self-love challenge, a 30-day self-love channel. I keep saying channel, a 30-day self-love challenge. So stay tuned for details about this. That challenge in this card is about embracing all the energies you need to embrace this year to set the tone for the decade. This is about finding out what real self-love is about. It goes beyond taking a bubble bath, getting your fingernails done, and standing in the mirror and saying, I love you. Self-love is something we have to learn. Self-love is something we have to cultivate and nurture. This is a time of self-love for you. I find it very interesting that this message came up again and that it keeps coming up. It came up in a reading last night for us divine feminines and our divine masculines and the energies within that we need to reconcile. This message is important. And when I look at the numerology that is involved, this is important to your success this year. if you learn what self-love is and how to have it emanate from within and how to radiate your internal abundance and your self-love frequency, you will be successful. There will be nothing left for you except success, because this will take you to who you really are. So then these other 3 cards fell out. Now the last card that fell out was grief work. I'm going to come back to that. Then these 3 cards flopped out, and I was like, because self-love was at the top of it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to take self-love. And then I was guided, no, you can't take self-love. Sovereignty. Okay, the number 5. So some of you are in some challenge. Then we have this masculine, the masculine energy, which is upside down. Okay, and then we have this realization. Now it's coming to this realization and going through this keyhole and opening and expanding your mind and embracing a higher level of consciousness and frequency that's going to take you to the other side, which is the self-love, which is the embracing of your divine nature, a greater degree of inner awareness, self-knowledge, and coming into your full divine feminine empress and priestess power. Okay, that's what this is about. But there's some issues of sovereignty. So you're being reminded that you are sovereign, that you have the power, that no one controls you. All right. That you are a divine being, that you have the ability to transmute any circumstances that you may find yourself in, that you can get out of one box, or that when you get out of one box, you don't get out of one box to get into another box. You are sovereign. You decide what you believe. You decide what works for you. Nobody else does. Okay. I'm a sovereign being. You are a sovereign being. This is a very deep card, but at the basis of it, it has to do with you using your free will to move your life forward, absent of what other people think. It's about being your own person. It's about doing the things that are meaningful for you and not needing validation, because you don't need validation. You have self-validation. So this is powerful. But somehow I was feeling it in connection with this card over here for some of you. And then, as I mentioned, this grief work card, some of us are still moving away from energies that had us upside down, because these energies themselves were upside down. We talked about these negative attachments, these deceitful energies, these environments that do not nurture us, these habits that we have that do not align with the current trajectory and energy of where it is that we want to go in our lives. This is important. If this involves an individual in your life that you haven't released yet, which some of you may have because you're dealing with the sadness and the emotional debris and residue of it, others of you, this may be reflecting that individual and what they are dealing with. This is not a time to look back. This is a time to continue in your resolve. If this has to do with something that is turning your life upside down, that is a negative attachment, it could be an addiction of some sort. Okay, it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be shopping, it could be gambling, it could be addiction to food. Okay, anything that threatens to drive your vibration down is something that sadly you must walk away from in order to walk into the light, in order to get to the other side. Okay, all right, so this is something you really need to be aware of, because this energy is coming up. This has no reason to be upside down in my decks. I don't turn cards upside down, but this is telling me there's something within you that you have been doing. This is masculine energy that you have been doing in your life that doesn't resonate with where you say you want to go. It's not aligned with, it's not congruent with the higher vibration that you're trying to bring into your life. And you are sovereign. You have the power to let this go, and you have to let it go, because it's a part of this main message here. This is about honoring healthy boundaries. Sometimes those boundaries are against the enemy within. Okay, the part of us that sabotages ourselves. This is a time to really get serious and get strong about laying that new foundation. So whatever it is you need to do, maybe you need to do a ritual. And that brings me to the new moon, the full moon, which is coming up in 2 days. I'm going to do a full moon ritual. And I actually am going to do a video about rituals, because sometimes that word actually intimidates people. I want to talk about what rituals are and why we need rituals and what rituals are not. But I want to do a full moon ritual I want to do a reading to give you guidance about some of the things you need to be aware of. And then I want to be able to share some things that you can actually do. This is the first full moon in the new decade. The energy is very powerful. You're aligning with Mother Nature. You're aligning with Gaia, the cosmos, and you're using those energies to expand. You're also using those energies to bring a waning frequency or a reduction frequency to anything that you're trying to move out of your life. Okay, these addictions, these negative attachments, these habits, these karmic ties. We can have karmic ties with addictions. Okay? Some people have karmic ties and addictions with gossiping. They can't keep their mouths shut. Okay? I remember being in a space in my past where everyone I was around was gossiping. Now I can't think of the last time I was around someone who said anything about anyone that we knew that was not something that affirmed that person. Okay? Or that was not something that was constructive, because I've raised my frequency. So when you think of negative attachments, they can be individuals. And for some of you, this is, but oftentimes it can also be a habit that you've been holding on to that simply does not add up anymore. It can't take you over to the other side. Okay, it's not going to elevate your consciousness. It's not going to allow you to love yourself the way you need to love yourself so that you can manifest the glory of God that is within you. Okay, you are divine. It's time to really step into your power. So get out there today, be inspired. No matter how small you think it is, you can make someone else's day. A smile is a divine thing to do. Join me on Patreon, okay? You are my tribe if you are watching this. Get on Patreon. We're getting ready to do an 11-day money challenge, which is going to start on the 26th of this month. It is going to be popping. It is going to be powerful. We've got a forgiveness challenge. We've got chakra challenges. You remember last year we did the 25-day cleanse, okay? So we're going into your spiritual journey. You'll have access to exclusive content as well, book shares, giveaways, so much immersive content to keep you motivated on this journey, to provide a greater sense of security, giving you access to private streams, and just so many more things, okay? So many more things. I am also doing true heart, soul, and spirit of an entrepreneur, okay, of a true CEO, okay. That is also another series that I'm beginning uploads for. So that's for those people who are trying to get out of Mr. Charlie's dream and pursue their own dream, people who are trying to work on a side hustle, people who are trying to energize their entrepreneurial pursuits, whatever they may be, people who want and need their in order to exist. I got to have my sovereignty. I got to have freedom. I got to have command and control over my day. If I feel inspired to come out here and talk to my people, I need to be able to do that while still cha-ching, 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 while managing my coins and moving my life forward. So I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I love you. I love you. I love you. And if you don't take anything away from this, you have the power. Love yourself to the highest degree. Let anything negative go and help somebody else today. My other card blew away. Love you, love you, love you. You with Tanisha Ali of Butterfly Transformations, helping you to gain clarity, to up-level your mindset, to clear and heal energetic and emotional blockages, and to manifest the glory of God that is within you. Beautiful, beautiful day. Bye, butterflies. Join the evolution.